Hello, Oklahoma. Who knew? This place is gorgeous. This is, I'm gonna butcher this name, Wichita Wildlife Preserve? Actual name. And I am doing the Sharon Garden Trail today. Or at least that's what I was planning on doing. But, speaking of planning, I did not plan well. I actually had a hike planned, a location, all this stuff. I didn't look at the weather. I did not really take into account the weather. I'm staying in downtown Oklahoma. It's about 50 degrees there, and I thought, it'd be close. No, I've changed elevation. I've driven 2 hours outside of Oklahoma. It's completely different, totally different terrain, different everything, and it is colder here. It is considerably colder. It is 35 degrees today, right now anyway, right about there. And I did not bring my coat. Luckily, I leave my gloves in my camera bag, so I at least have those. I brought an extra layer of sun protection, which I don't actually need today, but I'm thankful for the extra layer. But I didn't plan today. I didn't plan well at all. I've made a mistake. And I've made a lot of mistakes recently on my photography trips, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the mistakes I've made. They're all different, and they were all preventable, and they were all for one single reason. And I'll get to that reason at the end of this video, but for now, I want to explore at least some of this trail. I was originally going to do a 6-mile out and back trail. I might cut that short today depending on how I feel. It's colder than I was anticipating. So there might be a waterfall a little further down the trail. We're gonna go explore that and see. And depending on how I feel at that point, I'm either going to turn around and head back or continue on. We're just going to have to go with the flow today and do what I'm capable of doing, because as I've mentioned, not prepared. Mistake number 1 today. Gotta admit though, it's gorgeous. And look, there's like geese right there. And there are bison here. I have seen bison. I took a picture of the bison. It's not really good. Here it is. Maybe we'll get some more, but I don't know. This is a wildlife preserve, and the bison are what it's known for, and they are roaming through this park. I doubt very much that they're in this rocky area. They're probably more out in the plains, but oh boy, they're huge. All right, we're going. First shot of today, and it's this large boulder just kind of sitting in the middle of this little gentle stream. Water's kind of cascading around it and then trickling gently over the edge. You don't really see the gently flowing over the edge, and that's okay. This one's kind of this boulder just sticking up. I wish I could get high enough to isolate the boulder in the water from here, from this vantage point, but I don't seem to be able to do that. There's also a little rock outcropping right in front of it that's just merging into it. So that didn't work out. But this brings me to my first mistake, and that is not really exploring my compositions. I walk up on a scene, I see something that I like, I think it's really pretty, and I set up on that vantage point, and I take that picture, and then I pack up and I walk away. And there's more than likely, there was a better shot from a different angle. I made this mistake, I think, in my last outing. I was taking a picture of a little shrub in a rock that had two white stripes. And the vantage point I took was fine, but I think the vantage point I had the video camera set up in was better and would have made a better photograph. But I didn't explore that with my stills camera. I didn't look around to see what was there, so I missed it completely. So that's what I'm trying to do today, is slow down and really just kind of explore all the options. What are the possibilities? I like this big rock in this shallow pool. I have the polarizer on here to darken down the water and increase the contrast. I can't get rid of it completely, but it is helping me get rid of the shine right in front of me. So I see the rocks underneath the surface in the foreground, and then I have this great highlightation running around the sides of the rock, and I think that works out perfectly, and it just kind of disappears off into the distance. I like this shot. It's really simple. And I took my time to walk all the way around this thing and see what the best angle was, and I think that this is it. I think this is the best shot. And now that I have that, I'm going to feel better about packing up my camera and continuing down the trail and see what else I can find. This place is unreal. Oklahoma. Here's another shot. This one's really simple. We've got this great little bush with some fresh green sprouts going on it. I'm not sure what kind of tree this is, but it's up against this nice dark rock. I threw my polarizer on the lens to kind of take off a little bit of glare of that rock, make it a little darker, add a little more contrast between the bright greens and the dark rock. And that kind of leads to another mistake I made a little while ago in the Yuba River. I never used my polarizer. I went into the woods and it had been raining. It had been like unprecedented rain in Northern California that week, I think even that month. But everything was just soaking wet, and I really wanted to kind of show how wet everything was. And so I never got the polarizers out. I never took other shots, and that was the mistake I made. I fixated on one idea to the exclusion of everything else. And I got home, and the shots were good. They were okay, but they could have been better had I used a polarizer, at least a little bit, to take a little bit of the glare off of some of the things, or at least get back and have the option, have some with a polarizer, without the polarizer, have some with just a little bit of polarization. I'm shooting on digital here, so it's easy to do. It's not costing me anything extra other than time. And that's one of the other things that I have to spend out here. So the reason I'm out here is to enjoy my time. So that was a mistake, was just clutching onto a preconceived idea to the exclusion of everything else, which is never a good idea. But this is a nice, simple little shot. A little polarizer on there, and do a little, I don't know that I'm gonna need to focus stack this, but in the interest of gathering all of the data and taking the time to get it right now, I'm going to focus in a couple different areas just in case I need it. But this shot, really simple. I got the branch kind of coming in about halfway, about 3/4 the way into the frame, and then rock off to the right-hand side. And that's it, really easy, really simple little shot, nothing much to it. Well, here it is. This is the turnaround point of Chiron's Garden Wilderness area. This has been an amazing day, very unexpected. I did not expect to find this terrain out here in Oklahoma. I guess that just proves that I didn't pay attention in my geography classes. It was so beautiful. I'm really happy today that I kind of just slowed down and took my time and tried not to make the same mistakes that I make almost every time I go out, and they all boil down really to laziness. It's just being lazy. Too lazy to really look at the weather, too lazy to plan ahead and pack a jacket, too lazy to put my polarizer on my lens, which is ridiculous. It literally takes that long to put a polarizer on my lens. You know, too lazy to just explore the compositions, look at the different angles, consider the different options. So today, I was trying to be mindful about all of that and avoid it and do the things that I need to do to capture a better image. And I think I succeeded in that. And now it's time to turn around and hike the 3 miles back to the car. But I'm not gonna make you make that walk. I just wanna take this moment to thank you for coming along with me. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and tell your friends, because the more the merrier. And if you'd like to see some more of my work, please visit toddhphoto.com. There you can see a little bit of everything that I do, and of course you can purchase a print of your favorite image. And if you'd really like to support me, you can sign up for my newsletter, A Quiet Stillness. I just send out a little, it's kind of a blog really, once a month with an image, downloadable image, and a little story behind it, the motivation, the thought process, what I was thinking, feeling, just a little story about the day and the image. And if you'd really like to support me, please visit my Patreon page. Over there, you get early access to that newsletter, and you get a before and after of the image. I'll show you the final image, which you can also download, and the before unedited version, and then a little bonus material there that is how I edited it, what I did, and the reasons I chose to do the things that I did. And so if you would like to, and I would really appreciate it, please visit my Patreon page. Links for all the things down below. And from Chirone's wilderness area, here somewhere in Oklahoma, so long, and we'll see you next time.